Joining me now is former Labor MP Michael Danby and former Liberal Senator Hollie Hughes. Hollie, let's start with you. It is National Agriculture Day, as I said, and yet we have the new leader of the Liberal Party here in New South Wales recommitting to net zero. Have a listen.
We had a party room meeting this week and there was strong support to maintain our existing position. We need to provide an equitable rollout of renewables, but we also need to be mindful that our priority has to be energy reliability and affordability, and we need to keep the lights on.
So, Hollie, we've now got wall-to-wall women running the Liberal Party, and yet we seem to have confusion over net zero. Does the Liberal Party have a man problem? That would be my first question to you. But secondly, do you agree with Gina Rinehart that we need to scrap net zero?
How good is Mrs. Rinehart? And look, not only what she does for agriculture and what has done for so many industries across Australia, and I made a couple of speeches about this when I was in the Senate, the support that she gives to so many of our sportsmen and women. You know, our swimming would be nowhere near where it is internationally if it wasn't for the support that Mrs. Rinehart actually puts her money where her mouth is and supports those athletes, but also these agricultural industries across the board. She's 100% right. And what I love is she talks about agriculture and associated industries, because it's not just the farms that generate the income for country towns. I mean, I'm here in Rydal and I can tell you if the farmers aren't going well, then neither's the pub, neither's the supermarket, neither are the restaurants in town, neither are the dress shops or anything else for that matter. So keeping our country towns alive is really important, and the contribution that Mrs. Rinehart makes to this country is extraordinary. When it comes to the Liberals and net zero, I mean, seriously, how can you have a federal party with one position and in the same, you know, in the New South Wales state, the largest state, have a completely separate position? It's insanity, and you know, it's the New South Wales Liberals, that are on the wrong path there. It is absolutely ludicrous to continue this net zero. It's nothing but a marketing slogan. It's never going to happen. We know that. Everybody with a brain knows it's never going to happen. And the fact that they're clinging on to this, I'd say, would be more about the votes in Vaucluse than it would be in about what's best for New South Wales.
Well, Michael, let's speak about Victoria. So many new female Liberal leaders. You know, as I said, the Libs have a man problem now. But tell us about Victoria. Jess Wilson, your thoughts there. Michael Danby.
I know Jess. I actually heard her speak at the Kew Synagogue when I was the main speaker some months ago. She's very inexperienced. She's very smart. But as with Kelly Sloan, I just hope that she doesn't sort of invent policies that are opposite of her own federal party. Imagine them going through this cathartic fight, and a few days afterwards, the new New South Wales Liberal leader has an opposite policy. I mean, I don't care what the policy is. The New South Wales Libs should pull their heads in if they want to have a united front. And I hope our young leader, Jess Wilson, in Victoria is not another Mr. Prosciutto. She should identify with the federal party and switch on those issues and be tough and strong and different. We need a strong opposition in both federal and New South Wales and Victoria, certainly. This is a terrible socialist left government. I'm ashamed of them.
And I just want to ask you, Michael, while we're on Victoria, do you think Jess Wilson will be successful? Is she able to defeat Jacinta Allen? And what sort of a role will treaty and all the Aboriginal activism policies play in that?
Unfortunately, Rowan, I think treaty, environment, all of these kinds of culture war issues are deeply ingrained amongst younger people. There's a real bifurcation between older Victorians and younger Victorians. I'm not sure that Jess will be able to bring all of the age groups together, but the education process in all over Australia in alienating younger Australians from Australian virtues, as I would describe them, has been long-standing. And Antonio Gramsci's had his success in the Australian institutions with his long march through the institutions.
Absolutely. Hollie, Chris Bowen is off to be the grand poobah of climate global COP31. It made my day. But what did you make of it, Hollie Hughes?
Look, as someone who's in the middle of still unpacking from moving, I would actually go and help Chris Bowen pack if this means we get to send him overseas permanently. I mean, we cannot have one of the most critical issues in this nation, energy, whether its supply, its reliability, and its affordability is absolutely front of mind issues. And this guy now thinks being the energy minister of this country is a part-time gig. If Albanese thinks that's acceptable, well, then he's just, I mean, we know how inept he is. I mean, he's just a flog. But the fact that this minister of one of the most important portfolios, it underpins almost every other part of our economy, and he thinks it's a part-time job, he should just pack his bags and move overseas permanently. And you know what? That could be the silver lining here, that we actually get rid of Chris Bowen.
Or perhaps he could rework his slogan from 2019. He could tell the rest of the world, well, if you don't believe in climate change, don't vote for net zero. And it might work. That's it. Thank you so much for both of you, Hollie Hughes and Michael Danby.